We have just concluded 2020 and we have commenced the new decade. And last year was indeed very challenging. As I say in lighter vein, no rail, no train, no flight, no road movement. But the three arms of my department were working overnight: the communication, the IT, and the postal, to keep the country going. A country of the size of 1-3 billion plus was not interrupted was because of the proactive measures which we took. Notably, work from home. I liberalized the entire regime of work from home. Today, 85% of India's IT operations went like that without any interruption. Now we have concretized it at work from anywhere, a new norm globally speaking. The second, we have to reach to the common people of the country so that their life is not interrupted. And you know, Digital India, when I was defining it, I had consciously made a emphasis. Digital India is designed to empower ordinary Indians with the power of technology, bridge the digital divide, and bring in digital inclusion. And this must be achieved through technology which is homegrown, developmental, and inclusive. Inclusion was the hallmark of Digital India. And how we could deliver during these challenging times. You know it very sure, Anand, that India has a huge number of mobile phones, internet. We opened 370 million bank account the poor, and we linked all that with Aadhaar, digital identity, to supplement the physical identity. And just to give you one number, in the last 5.5 years, we sent direct benefit transfer to close to 13 lakh crore, 175 billion, the bank of the poor, and we saved close to 1.7 lakh crore, $24 billion. Working on this, we disbursed close to 8,000 crores through Aadhaar-enabled payment during the COVID. My postal department did a great job in that, reaching the farthest corner of the country, where there is no bank or no ATM, but my Dakia went with his Aadhaar-enabled system and made the payment. You may have seen my common service centers. It's very important. I need to flag it because this will enable me to elaborate on the PLI. They are digital kiosks. Their number was close to 80,000 when we had come to power in 2014. I have raised it to close to 4 lakhs, 3,77,000. 12 lakh boys and girls are involved in the entire country in digital delivery of services. From literacy to giving your land records to digital payment to a whole range of things. I asked them to establish e-Gramin stores to cater to the needs of the poor people in the far-flung areas of the country. All these are in small kasbai towns and Gram Panchayat. Anand, you will be happy to know that 1.40 lakh e-Gramin stores are working, and they home deliver 15.50 lakh orders, having transactions worth 150 crores. Now, just understand the innovative spirit of Indians, how they responded during these challenging times. Arogya Setu, you know very well, contract tracing. Nearly 16.77 crore downloads have been there. The Prime Minister announced optical fiber network to connect all the 6 lakh villages of India in 1,000 days in the last 15th of August. We are working in a very expeditious manner on that. We have recently launched Vani. What is Vani? Public Wi-Fi, which even a chaiwala can operate, a grocery shop owner can operate. So these are indeed tectonic shift in the digital ecosystem of India. And I am very happy to tell you that even in this vaccination, CoWIN digital platform is going to play a very crucial role in managing the logistic of vaccination in the entire country. Therefore, from vaccination to digital payment to digital delivery of services, to direct benefit transfer. All this could fructify in a very effective manner because of the digital India ecosystem which we have laid down in the last 5 years. I'm not highlighting e-Kisan, e-Visa, e-Scholarship, which are e-Hospital, which are going on. I'm particularly highlighting what we could do in this pandemic. We hear a lot about Kisan these days. We also launched an e-Kisan platform. You'll be happy to know that close to 1,000 digital mandis are available on e-Kisan. And nearly 2 crore farmers are using it, and hundreds of crores of transactions have taken place. What is important is, yes, in this during COVID, I found that large number of farmers were destroying their crops because they are not getting market. Then through CSC, we have developed an agriculture platform which links the producer and the trader, and their goods can be sold overnight. My Bihari lychee has reached London, Anand, do you know it, through this process. Therefore, I am satisfied. I will never say I am very happy. We have again to go further. But the roadmap which we set up for Digital India has started giving results. Now coming to your, yes, invoking my hat as a law minister, you will be happy to know that 50 lakh cases have been conducted digitally during this pandemic when the courts were not working physically. Therefore, all the aspects we have been able to maintain without interruption is because of the digital ecosystem which we have been able to develop. Now coming to the PLI, let me also give a basis for you and for your viewers and participants. When we had come to power in 2014, there were only 2 mobile factories. Now India is home to 268 mobile factories. We have become the second biggest mobile manufacturer in the world after China. And it is one of my pious wishes, if I can use that expression, to enable India to become number 1. We are working on that because we have got talented young people, we have got ecosystem. And I am very happy that Atmanirbhar Bharat is your theme of this interaction. Now, if you come with good policies, Anant, what happens? I would just wanted to tell you, we came with the earlier scheme of MSIPs, which we used to give to people to set up shops. We spent just 1,000 crores, mark my word, 1,000 crores, and the units ended up giving GST worth 34,000 crores. Therefore, changing mindset is important, that if you come with the right policy initiative, then people do respond. Based on this success of MSIPs and electronic manufacturing, surge, we decided to go in a big way on production link incentive. What is production link incentive? In plain terms, it means you manufacture, you produce, you export, and we'll give you incentive. That is a simple meaning of production link incentive. The idea is, Anant, to bring global champions company to India and enable Indian companies to become nationally champion. Global champion and national champion. This is how it works out. The second thing important is, you can't have a barat of companies. You must stress upon the core companies who have the capacity, the talent and the potential to become global champion because of their past records, or Indians who have got the promise to become. Then and mark my word, Anant, we launched this scheme during the height of COVID in April 2020. Just to test the capacity of India and the attraction of India, I fixed April 31st as the last date for filing the application. And I am so thrilled to share with you, Anand, that all the top companies have applied and they have committed to make mobile phone and equipments worth 10 lakh crore in the coming 5 years, out of which 7 lakh crore is for exports. and it will give job that nearly 9 lakh people. Many of the factories have shifted base to India, the top companies, the Foxconn, the Wistron, the Pegatron, all contract manufacturers have come to India in a very big way. And I am very thrilled to share that India today is the hub of global companies, top global companies, mobile manufacturing. And this process is irreversible. What future I further want to add up to this initiative? India must become the biggest center of laptop manufacturing, of your machine-to-machine equipments, of tablets, etc. The world is waiting to come to India in a very big way. And I want to develop that ecosystem from mobile phone to smartphones, to laptops, to tablets, to M2M machines, to IoT devices. India must become a huge center of these equipment manufacturers. And my reason is very obvious. 3 reasons. A, many of the Indians are working there. Okay. We must give them the scope. B, India is home to extraordinary human resource talent in this field, from R&D to manufacturing. 3, India is a big market by itself. You know it very well. And lastly, obviously, the inspiring leadership of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because of which India is being looked towards differently these days. Okay. And because of the strategic challenges which the world is facing, I am quite sure every manufacturer is wanting to have alternative locations. I am keen to pitch India as that robust alternative location. And I am very happy that if during the challenging times of COVID, I could get this response, many factories have been relocated to India, then I see a good, promising road lying ahead for me. Before I give the floor to you again, one point I would like to clarify. Atmanirbhar Bharat does not mean an isolated India. Atmanirbhar Bharat means India as an active participant of the global economy to accelerate that process. Logistic, supply chain, and obviously manufacturing. And I am quite sure India has all the capacity to execute that in a very, very effective manner. That is the whole PLI scheme and the electronic. And one thing more I must tell you, electronic manufacturing is one segment which is environment friendly. There is no smoke, there is no hazardous emission of gases, etc. So this is how I foresee, and I'm pretty sure that India's time in this global ecosystem of electronic manufacturing has come. That's how I see it.